Hi guys, my name is Andres Zito. Welcome to another episode of the Accountability Journal. I woke up in the morning and I was thinking, what am I going to talk about? It took me like 10 to 15 minutes and then I finally found it. And it's one of the key things that I've been doing for such a long time. I'm such a huge opponent of multitasking and I'm a huge fan of single tasking. So in this video, I'm going to talk about single tasking versus multitasking. One of the things that really pisses me off when I read all the different job descriptions is the requirement to be able to multitask. I'm just wondering why, because multitasking is such a bad thing. And why? Let me just give you an example. Let's say you're writing a super important email to a client. You got into trouble and you need to explain the situations. You need to come up with a corrective action plan. That's one thing you do. Then at the same time, you need to do your end of the month invoicing. And these two things are very critical. You probably would not do them at the same time, which is what we would call multitasking, right? You would only focus on one thing because these are such an important things. And my question is, why do we not give this full attention, this full focus on one single thing that we do to everything that we do? I have this theory. There's no scientific evidence about it. I like to think about our brain as a very powerful processor, but it's a single core processor. You can only do one thing at the same time with your brain and where your brain capacity goes to. Even if people are multitasking, to me, they are still single tasking, but they're switching between the tasks in a very quick fashion. The problem with multitasking, as I already said, is that we don't give our full attention to the one thing we do. And I think even the things that you think you already know how to do, especially when it comes to work, it's always better to give it your full attention to avoid stupid mistakes that come from you working on autopilot. And also, I think it leads to better quality of what you normally do. So what is my recommendation? My recommendation, of course, is to stop multitasking, focus only one single thing, give it a try. I think there's nothing to lose. You're not going to waste so much time. And I think that if you single task and you focus only on one thing, you are going to do that one thing faster. And it's going to be better quality, less errors. So if we think about doing two tasks, if you do them at the same time, you think that you're going to get the two things done faster? Maybe, but is the quality going to be the same? Is it going to have the same amount of errors? I don't think so. Even from the time perspective, I would argue that you can still do two things faster. If you focus on one of them, you give your full attention to it, you do it right, you do it efficiently, complete it, then you move on to the next one. I still think that in the end you will be better, you will be on top versus the people who multitask. So that's my rant on single tasking versus multitasking. Multitasking is really, really bad. If you use your brain for your work, for all the things you do, even if you consider that you already know how to do them and you can do them on autopilot, it can always lead to errors if you don't pay full attention to your task. If you quickly switch between the tasks and make it look like you're multitasking, you're not multitasking, you're still single tasking. So if you work on a single task, you might just better focus on it fully. Don't do anything else at the same time. Complete the task, remove it from your headspace, and then move on to the next thing. And then again, give it full attention. Now, as we always do, let's look at the whiteboard very, very fast. So my camera is a little bit limited today because I'm charging my battery, so I have this connected through a cable. But you can see here is the final week that we did, and you can see that it's all X's. And the good thing is that last week, finally, I didn't watch anything stupid while I was eating, so there's no eating, there's no mark for eating for the last week, so congratulations to me. I managed to get out of the stupid habit, at least for last week, so we still need to keep tracking this and still need to be disciplined about that. 14 out of 17, I really didn't do all the things that I should have or could have done last week, and one of the reasons is that I really felt addictive to Cyberpunk. I'm really digging the gameplay, the story, despite all the glitches and low FPS. Lean education, that was great. We had a meeting with the students I'll be teaching next year. That went pretty well. Content creation, I did this. I recorded my new UX video, very happy about it. Posted the Translate 5 video, and I already recorded another UX video. We recorded intros for the education podcast, and I finished the videos. So I did a lot of videos, new format style that we're doing for our podcast with Annie. The only thing that I didn't do is finalize the video for Todoist. Again, this is something that I've been not completing for like almost a month, more than a month, I think right now. And I did put some effort into this. I just need to clean up some things and record some things because there are parts of the video where I'm just talking for a long time and there's not much going on the screen. So I need to find out things that I'm going to show to make it more dynamic. When it comes to my website, I left this thing for like Saturday or Sunday. I think on Saturday I was gaming for like 4 hours. And on Sunday I didn't get to it, and I, let's say, prioritized my girlfriend and hanging out with her before working on this. So this is a bigger thing that I didn't complete. I didn't even start on that. So, and look at improving speed. I think I fixed one thing, but not much there. My possibility, again, like I showed you on the whiteboard already, that one is pretty completed. Now let's look at the numbers for last week, and they will be skewed heavily by the game streaming, which I started putting into Join Future. So I need to remove it from there because I don't think that streaming games is my future, like that could support me. I think I should be doing different things. So okay, we track 175 hours, sleep 63 hours, routine again 20 hours, the standard, no value 5 hours. I think I was slacking a little bit, and I was also watching stuff. Okay, Joy and Future, so 50 hours, but 20 hours of that was game streaming Cyberpunk. All right, and then we have Joy. This is when I was playing a game just outside of stream, but I use it as a game streaming. And Future, 22.5 hours. Let's finally look at this week, the last week before the last week of 2020. And I have only 15 things here. I wanted to reduce it a little bit this week and take it a little bit easier, to spend some more time with my girlfriend this week because she doesn't have school, so we can hang out more. So I'm doing my accountability journal because I committed to it, and I want to do the edits on the UX video that I recorded last week. I need to start working on the next podcast episode that I have in my backlog. And again, Todoist is still here, and new YouTube channel. I think I again decided that I need to split my YouTube channels into two things, one for productivity and these kind of things, and one purely focused on localization because it's a very niche thing. For the website, I'm basically just repeating what I had for last week, implement new structure. Again, just by looking at this, it looks like a lot of things, but we'll see what I can do. And my possibility is the same things again. That's it, guys. We've come to the end of this video. Finally, yay. I'm very excited that I have only one more episode to do this year, and I already know what I'm going to be talking about. With that being said, if you enjoyed this episode, if you're liking this series, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I will see you in the last episode of Accountability Journal next Monday. See ya, the final Monday of 2020. Bye-bye.